So, good evening, everybody. How are you? These Monday nights come around quickly, don't they? Honestly, I was just talking to someone today going, they'd be like, oh, you had a nice weekend. I was like, I don't know where it went. I just have no idea where it went. 1 second, it was Friday night. I was like winding down a little bit with a Malibu and Coke out of a can because I'm classy. And the next thing I knew, it was like 9 a.m. on Monday morning, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? But thank you so much for being here. If you are here live, if you are watching on the replay, or you're listening to the audio experience on iTunes or Spotify or Stitcher, wherever you are taking part, thank you so much for giving your time up and spending it with us, spending it not just with me, but everyone who is here live, like Jennifer, who's just joined, and Alex is in the house now as well. Alicia, Josh, Facebook's just disappearing, making all the names disappear now. It does this. Since I got this new laptop, like, I wish you could see all this text now, because you're all like on top of each other. Not in any weird way. It just mean like it's just not scrolling the comments properly. They're sort of overlaying each other, so I can't really read them all that well. But thank you, everybody, for joining us live. And got loads to discuss tonight. Before I move on, like, just a little bit of housekeeping, and you're probably going to get a little bit bored of this, but every first Monday of the month, I've got to just go over this very, very quickly. I launched now to help spread the word about Ats on This and what we do, and give away some incredible content to people who might have been on the fence about joining the membership and they didn't know whether they should or not. I now run, you'll see on the bottom of the screen here, or for those on the audio experience, I run something called the Ats on This Acting Career Accelerator 5-Day Challenge. And what that is exactly what it sounds like. It's 5 days of a acting challenge that I put together completely for free, okay? If you remember, you can still do this, but you've got access to this stuff anyway as your membership. But if you're not a member, this is a fantastic thing to get involved with, to just test out what Ats on This is all about. If you go to actsonthis.tv/challenge, you will find this page until midnight tonight. This is a live challenge. It happens every day this week. The content isn't live. You get that pre-recorded so you can take it in your own time, but it is a live challenge, as in you get access to 5 features this week, 1 a day. It started today, this feature here with Chris Stone, all about show reels. Tomorrow's with Lizzie Ferguson from Hamilton Adele, all about agents. She's one of the best agents in the country, from one of the biggest agencies on the planet. Day 3 is about getting your first TV role, or your next TV role if you already got your first one, with Head of Casting at Hollyoaks, Mr. Peter Hunt. Day 4 is an incredible chat with Daniel Edwards, the casting director for Line of Duty. He's casting a huge thing at the moment called Heartstopper for Netflix. And Day 5 is about building an acting career that lasts with one of the best actors, I think, to ever come out of this country, Mr. Daniel Mays. 10 hours of acting career coaching completely for free, but you can only get it by midnight tonight, okay? There's no con attached to it, no credit card required, nothing at all. Just get yourself in here. Hit one of these buttons that says, let's go, I'm ready for this challenge. It'll take you through to this page, and you see it says it's free. Literally put your name in, create a password, you'll get a free account on atsonthis.tv, and you get access to 10 hours of content for nothing. But as we stand now, you have, what do you have? 2 hours, 53 minutes and 12 seconds to go and get your place. So that's just a little bit of housekeeping to begin with, completely free. But I will be pushing people who take part in that challenge to get shit done this week. So we've got a Facebook group attached to that as well. I'll be going live in that every night, and just, you know, sort of making people like actually take some action in their acting careers. So atsonthis.tv/challenge. If you want to get involved with that, I'll keep the URL up on the bottom of the screen. And those people have already done it, by the way, and you're probably still in the Facebook group. Give the newbies a bit of love. That would really, that'd be amazing, because it's like really difficult to keep on top of all of that and everything that we're doing here and everywhere. So any help you would like to offer for that, if you are in the group and you see someone asking a question, pitch in. Right, so in terms of what we're talking about tonight, I want to do a little recap on the Mastermind session that we held with Sophie Holland and her entire team last Tuesday night. It was freaking wicked, and it was probably the busiest Mastermind session we've had in terms of number of guests. We had not just Sophie, but we had in total 5 members from Sophie's office. So we had Sophie, the casting director. She's responsible for casting, you know, huge stuff like The Witcher for Netflix. Just cast Tom Holland's new Apple Plus film called Cherry. Tom Holland, Mr. Spider-Man himself, cast really big stuff. They're working on the prequel for The Witcher right now. She talks about that within the broadcast that members you will find in your members area if you weren't there live, or if you are not a member, I'm going to play you some little bits out tonight as well so you can see some of that. But yeah, we also had Faye Timby, her casting associate. We had Chandra Rueg, her casting associate. We had Annalie Powell, who is a casting director in her own right, but is working with Sophie at the moment. And we had the team's casting assistant, Frankie Ferris. No, not Ferris, Ferris. I always say Ferris. It's spelt fear is, and I don't know why I always say Ferris, but it's Fieris. I'm so bad with names. But yeah, with 5 members of the team on, we spoke for 2 hours about casting, their office, what they like, what they don't like, how you can basically, get in front of the team, how you can get on their radar, the do's, the don'ts, everything in between. And I picked out tonight just 3, like I always do, 3 of the most salient points, I think, that I took away from that session that I think everybody should be thinking about within their acting careers. And I'm going to just play those out tonight. It starts with... Which one should I choose first, actually? Do you know what? I'm going to play one out that was really relevant to me last week, because I had 3 self-tapes last week. I don't normally get that many. They just I don't think I really had any. I think I had 1 in January. That was it. And then I got 3 in a week last week. It's been pretty quiet for 4 or 5 weeks though. I don't think I've got any of them because I've not heard anything. But one of the points that somebody asked, Saba came on to ask the team, was using props in self-tapes. Who, like me, I'm so glad that Saba asked that question, because I've been wondering about this for a while. Who sort of struggles to know where the balance is in terms of going, right, there's stuff within this scene that I know I could go and get, or I could go and buy, or maybe I should put a hint to this, or maybe I should wear this kind of hat for this because it mentions a hat in it. If you're anything like me, I often overthink stuff like that and then go, should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? And then is it too much to do this? Or sometimes I think, oh God, I don't know. Am I hiding behind this prop because I think that's going to make me look better? Maybe can I do it without the prop? Do I really, really need it? I don't know. I often fight and then go and spend money on Amazon to buy things to suit these self-tapes. I just do. Not everyone, but I have found myself doing that. And last week I had a self-tape for a show that involved ice cream, right? And it was pretty integral to the scene. But I had an option of getting Petch to read in for me on a Friday and getting it done early, or me going, actually, Petch, you know what? When I go and do my shopping tomorrow, this will be a bit easier if I just buy an ice cream, because ice cream is something that could probably look a bit naff if you are miming an ice cream. So I decided to get the ice cream. It was a £5 though. And then I ended up buying, what else did I buy? And then I actually think I bought some ice cream that I wanted. I spent about £8 on ice cream. Did the self-tape. Actually, you know what? It did work quite well, I think. I like it. I thought it sold the performance better. It also gave me something a little bit funny to do in the ident at the beginning where you say, hi, my name's Ross, my agent's da-da-da-da-da, and I was eating an ice cream because it was melting everywhere under the lights. I don't know if I got the job. I mean, maybe I should have heard by now. I have no idea. But I've always kind of been like, should I use props? Shouldn't I use props? And ultimately, Saba came on and asked this question, and here's the team's answer to this. Are we going to be any more the wiser after this? I don't know. But here's what the team said, and it made me feel a little bit better.
So with audition tapes, when there's props mentioned in the script, are we supposed to sort of use the props, or do we just sort of pretend that they're there? Or is it quite distracting to actually physically have the props?
I used to be very much like no props, but then recently we've had a couple of tapes, and I've loved the fact that the actors have used a prop, because it's kind of made them stand out, and I'm like, that is really fucking smart. And then actually, it surprised me, because usually I've been very much like, no, it's all about the performance. You can obviously, it's really, I just think it's so dependent. I mean, essentially you are always looking at the performance, like 100%. But there's been points where I thought, oh, that's quite a nice touch to have that prop.
Using a prop won't ever stop you from getting the job. It's just, it's not always necessary. So I don't feel like actors should stress about, oh, do I have this or should I use this to make the self-tape better? That we'll never look at a tape and be like, oh, she used a prop, no, she's not getting the job. That would never ever happen. But sometimes I don't feel like it's necessary, and also for you guys to feel stressed that you need to find something.
Faye, fire away. To prop or not to prop? What do you reckon?
I love a prop, me, Ross. I love a prop.
Loves a prop. Sophie, do you like props?
I don't mind a bit of propagio, babes. Whatever you're feeling.
And Annalee?
Yeah, if it's vital and enhances the performance, but if it's just there as something that sort of distracts you and you're using it as a cover for, I don't know, not playing your actions to the highest degree or something like that, and you're just, then no. You can also always, when you get a scene through, there's no harm in asking the question of your agent to ask the casting director, would they like props or not?
Yeah.
There's no problem with that.
But
There you
also,
go.
if you film with a prop and for whatever reason we feel like it is too much of a central focus and it's a distraction, we will just ask you to tape again without it.
Boom! I love Sophie's answer. Sophie's so chilled out. Literally, just casting some of the biggest stuff on earth. She's like, yeah, I don't mind a bit of Propagio, babes. Whatever you're feeling. Ultimately, there is no definitive answer. Okay, I just feel that is absolute permission. If you feel it is adding to your performance, freaking get a prop. Ultimately, I'll never overthink it again because I'm just like, you know what? Every casting director is going to be different, but like Chandra said on there, you know, they're always going to be watching the performance. Of course they are. But I think on occasions it's completely valid to enhance your performance with a prop. Like I say, the self-tape I did last week that involved ice cream, I don't think it would have looked shit if I didn't have an ice cream. So rather than overthinking it and umming and ahhing, I just went and bought, just go and buy a cornetto. Easy peasy. It makes your self-tape so much nicer as well because you get to eat ice cream during the self-tape. I think I'm going to start putting in every single scene. I bought a box of 4. I've only used 1, so I think the next 3 self-tapes, I'm just going to eat ice cream even if it's not in it. So yeah, interesting input from 5 top casting professionals there. You know, ultimately the answer is yeah. If you think it's going to add to your performance, crack on, get a prop. If you feel more confident, I feel anything that's going to make you feel more confident in a tape, then do it, basically. So there you go. From the horse's mouth, so to speak. They're not horses, obviously. 5 top people saying, yeah, crack on. Chelsea says, first time here. Thanks for being here, Chelsea. Anyone else first time on the stream or what? Roseanne says, God, this is amazing. If a scene is shot in a doorway with a door slamming, I've sometimes shot in a doorway with a door slamming, not knowing if it's right or wrong, but it totally depends, and I'm very happy to hear it's validated. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to do a self-tape masterclass. Completely free of charge for members of ActsOnThis.tv with a BAFTA-nominated actor called Babu Cisse in April. It's just one of the best people you'll ever meet on the planet, full stop. And he's all about, you know, I mean, he's obviously at the top of the game, but he's all about breaking rules in self-tapes, not for the sake of breaking rules or being rogue or anything like that, but he's like, look, if there's a part of this self-tape where I'm looking through the keyhole of a door, I'm going to be looking through the keyhole of a door, as in, like, you know, almost as if it's the camera, the keyhole, going to be like this against the camera. And he books like 8 out of 10 jobs on his booking rate is like 80% or something on self-tapes. He's one of few actors that I know who refuses to record a self-tape with someone else. He won't have anybody reading in. He will read his own lines in for himself. He'll pre-record them and read them in, and he'll just lock himself away and crack on. But he's going to come, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get members of ActsOnThis.tv to fill a Google form out. You're going to link to a self-tape, the self-tape you're the proudest of that you've done in the last 6 months, and I'm going to have to choose like 6 at random, and Babu is going to critique them. And give all of his self-tape tips away on that, basically. Like I say, completely free for members of ActsOnThis.tv. So if you're not a member, crack on. Come and join the family or get involved with the challenge. That's completely free as well. At the bottom of the screen here, ActsOnThis.tv/challenge. So that was tip number 1 that came out of last week's Mastermind session. I've got another couple that I'm going to play you. The second one, which one should I play you next? The second, do you know what? The second one's just about what I bang on about all the time. All the freaking time. And this was just what Anna Lee was talking about in terms of just getting noticed by casting directors. And I know there is a pressure, right? Sometimes I feel conflicted about keep banging this drum because I hear sometimes people saying, although I think it's a bit of an old excuse now, I can understand it in the first lockdown. The whole point of getting through it was just getting through it. Now we're in lockdown 3, and there's so much light at the end of the tunnel now. Please don't wreck it, everybody, by the way. We are so close to this being done with, but please don't get lax now and start going out in the sunshine and talking to your mates and screwing this all up. We're so close. But I understand, yeah, first lockdown, very new to us all. The whole part of that was just surviving, just getting through it. We kind of got used to it in the second lockdown. Third lockdown is boring as hell, But I feel it's not quite as sort of like, about just surviving now. We should all be feeling much more optimistic about the future. So the whole excuse of going, oh no, don't put any pressure on anybody to create anything because that's not fair. Like, that you just got to survive this. Well, yes, you have. Of course you have. That's obviously the main point of this whole thing. But actually, you're an actor. You know what? It's your job to freaking create. Now, I know you can say, oh, I'm not a writer. You don't have to be. Team up with someone else, but start creating your own work, regardless of whether you write it or not, okay? So I understand where people will be like, oh, no, stop putting pressure on people to create. But no, you know what? You're in a creative industry. What are you going to do? You're just going to sit there and just wait for someone else to create something for you for the rest of your life. How long are you going to wait for? So here is Annalie Powell, top casting director as well, talking about using your own work to get seen. I think it's solid advice. How can actors help them get work on these platforms?
I think it's really important for people to know that it's a marathon and not a sprint. So I have given actors jobs who I have met 10 years ago, but it has taken 10 years to get them that job that they were right for. I think one of the most important things you can do as an actor is make your own work in some way. Not only does that help you in terms of craft, but it also ups your chances of your work being spotted and you going in the sort of, I always describe it like a Rolodex, my brain.
Yep.
In the sense that you can just file through lots of people's names and you can remember them. It's literally the only thing my brain does, but it does do that. And so if you are creating your own work, your chances of us seeing you are higher. Lots of stuff pops up through social media, and I think that is where social media is good for that, but also creating your own work in a bigger way as well. It's about taking ownership of your craft and how you can push your craft further, whether it be as a writer or knowing that you don't write and getting together with a writer who you like to work with, or going and doing stand-up, or creating a comedy song on Twitter, or all of those things, and then contacting people when you have that stuff, rather than writing us a really long letter that starts off with, I've been dancing since 4 years old and it's my life dream to be like. We don't have time for that, in all honesty, in terms of what we're reading through. I'd say on average I get about 40 to 50 emails a day from actors. Yeah. I don't have time for it to be essays. So actually the more you write when it's about new stuff, and you continue following on those emails, so it becomes this chain that I see. I won't be able to reply to everything, but I do read everything, and then eventually it gets to the point where that email is so long I do have to reply, because you're clearly prolifically working, and that's brilliant.
Boom, actsonthis.tv if you want to watch the full 2-hour chat with Annalie and Sophie Holland and the entire team there. But yeah, 40 to 50 emails a day to one casting director. How are you going to stand out amongst that? I really do believe it is about creating your own stuff, regardless of whatever format that comes in as well. It doesn't have to be, right, here you go, I'm going to film a monologue. It could, like she said, it could be a bit of stand-up. It could be a funny skit. It could just be a podcast that happens to be on something that other people are interested in. And then, you just put that out there. You know who's going to see that. It could be That's on This is definitely, something for myself in my own career. It's not me performing. I'm not acting now. But obviously, you're putting content out there, people see it, and then at least they recognize you when an email comes in or a submission comes in, or they see your show reel and they go, oh, what's this guy on about? He's always posting shit online. What is he? Is he an actor? I'll go and check his profile out. You just don't know, do you? So I think just, creating anything, and like Sandra said, I noticed in the comments a minute ago, creating really does help with surviving. A lot of people are like, no, don't do anything. It's fine to just feel so demotivated and it's just so hard at the moment. Yeah, it is. You know what it is. But I've been hearing that for a year, and I could allow people and myself that to a certain degree. I'm talking to myself here as well for the first 6 months of this entire pandemic. But after a while, there comes a point where you go, no, you're wallowing now. Stop it. As long as you're not lost somebody, that's the key. I can get it then. I mean, that's a completely different kettle of fish. But if you are in an okay situation and no one you love or yourself is ill right now or on a ventilator, then there comes a point where you go, right, come on, you've got to start doing something now. Like, no more excuses. You've used that one for enough. Don't look for any other ones. Let's just crack on. So creating work in any any capacity, I think, just makes you feel better anyway. I think it will just push you through any of that sort of, down depression that you might be feeling, because of because of the fact that you've not been able to work for a little bit. Create some of your own stuff, collaborate with other people, even if it's just, what we're going to do. I know a lot of you guys in the community have formed little groups and you do Zoom read-throughs and stuff like that. Record one of them and just, do your Zoom read-through, record it, just put it out. You just don't know who's going to watch it. Somebody might, just going to make you feel like you are a little bit more in control. So that was point number 2. I've got one more clip from the interview that I'm going to play you. Then we've got some other stuff, and then I'll show you what's coming up this week. We can do some Q&A, and I've got a great clip to play at the end of this that I forgot about. I'm going to start playing more of these clips that I forgot about, but I've got one that I'm going to play at the end of the session tonight. What's going down in the comments? Brendan's saying he can't have ice cream in his self-tapes because he's lactose intolerant. Brendan, it's no excuse, mate. I bought for my self-tape last week the cornettos. The cornettos that I bought, mate, were vegan because Petch, Petch, community manager, cameraman, editor Petch, he's vegan, isn't he? So he was doing the self-tape with me, and I thought, out of respect, I'm not going to sit there eating a dairy ice cream in front of him. I'm going to get vegan ones. And you know what? It's bloody lovely. Really nice. I had a much... this broadcast is not about ice cream, by the way. I had a much whippier texture than a regular cornetto. It's almost like the stuff that you get out of the ice cream van. Was really nice, decent. So no excuse, get your ice cream on. Alicia says CDs, definitely watch content on socials. 100%, Alicia, 100%. How many people from our community have either picked up agents or have been offered self-tape opportunities or castings, auditions from people in the industry because they have posted on social media? I always, keep using Lawrence in the community as an example, but when he started putting those sketches out, no one was watching. He sent me a message on Facebook going, no one's watching. What do I do? It's like, mate, doesn't matter. You only need like the right one person to watch. He just kept putting them out. Got a bit of traction. I think Rachel Freck saw one, I think, or something. Then I put them in front of Sophie Holland and Faye Timby on the webinars that we did. And then before you knew it, they were retweeting them. Then that got Lawrence attention from Vivian Claw, the agent. They signed him. Now he's working on EastEnders. And that's in a year, like all in a year. And yes, you know what? It takes a little bit of work. And the first 20 videos you put out, 3 people watch them and you feel like shit. But what's the alternative? Sit at home feeling like shit anyway, because nothing's happening in your career. You might as well at least try and make something happen. So yeah, I completely agree with you. Josh said he's posted his web series. What's this? I posted my web series and my web film that I was in during lockdown, and about 20 times now. Oh, you've posted it about 20 times now. Yeah, do you know what? And you can do that. That's something that a lot of people think on social media as well. I can only post this once. No, you can't. Because the way the algorithms work, you could post the same thing 15 times in a day and not everyone on your followers list would see it. That's not how the algorithm distributes content. It would actually probably penalize you for posting the same thing 15 times in a day, so don't do that. But there is no harm in posting it every other day for a week if that's what I don't think you'd be penalized for that, as long as the copy you were writing with it, the words you were writing with it, as long as they were different, so it's not literally a copy and paste, then yeah, put your stuff out there. You just don't know who's going to see it. And if you're using Twitter as well, by the way, I don't know if you can do this on Android, but on iPhone at least, when you've posted a video to your tweet, if the next time you want to post that video, if you just hold your finger over, push down on the video itself, hold your finger on it, a little menu will pop up that'll say tweet video, and it'll put that video in the next tweet that you tweet without you having to upload it again. So it means it continues the viewer count on it. So you're not starting the views at 0 again. So the first time you post something on Twitter, you'll have no views. It'll slowly creep up. And then, the more views it looks like you've got on that video, the more people will stop and look at it because they'll go, oh, it's got 1,000 views. It must be interesting. If you are reposting a video, the same video, don't actually re-upload it. Just hold your finger down, click tweet video, and it'll put that video in the next tweet and keep the viewer count on it as well. So then the views add up and add up and add up. And then before you know it, like 10, 20,000 views are on there. And then more people stop because they go, it must be valuable content. So keep putting stuff out there. Don't just put it out once because like you don't, you've got to test stuff out. You've got to test stuff at different times of the day as well. I'm trying to post at least 3 times a day on Instagram at the moment. Different times. I normally do sometime between 8 and 9 a.m. in the morning, sometimes between 12 and 1 in the afternoon, and then between 6 and 7 in the evening as well. And I'm just testing and looking at the analytics and seeing what gets the most engagement. Sometimes I think I put something out and I think, oh, this will really resonate with actors, and 12 people like it, and I'm like, fucking hell, it took me ages to create that. Then sometimes I'll just put out something so basic that took 10 seconds to make, 300-400 people will like it. So you've always got to be testing and seeing what seeing what works. Last clip I'm going to show you. Oh, this is just something. This was a really vulnerable question that Scott asked. Scott Campbell, I think is his full name. Who ironically, I didn't recognize name-wise when we did this last webinar with Sophie, but he actually was on the original webinar that I did with Sophie, like probably almost a year ago, end of this month. And he actually got to talk to Sophie on that one, and then I've not seen him since, and then I pulled him up on this one, not knowing it was the same guy. He's had his haircut, I didn't even recognize him. But this is something that we have all, I don't care who you are, we've all been through this. There's been multiple times in my own career over the last, what would it be, 16 years since I left drama school, where I've doubted myself and I've gone, fucking hell, should I still do this? Is there something, would life be easier if I didn't put myself through this? If I'd have put all of the hours that I put into my acting career into the corporate world, would I have a high-flying job and be earning loads of money? Should I just do that? Should I have done that? Is it too late to do that? Should I do this? We've all had those feelings of going, when is enough enough? Should I give up? And I can't. I don't think many of us can we? We're just like a glutton for punishment. We keep coming back and going, yeah, you know what? Gonna keep going. So this was Scott asking, like, what do you do in times, like that? I thought there was some great input here.
I just wanted to ask you guys if you had any advice on keeping going when you feel you're on your knees. I had a big audition for a Scottish production last week. I haven't heard back, so I think it might be fair to say that I didn't get it.
Is this your first audition for that show?
4th one.
You're almost beating yourself up for feeling bad, and you're saying you never usually feel like that. It's completely fine to feel bad. Just because you're an actor doesn't make you indestructible. Like, being rejected from an audition, that's going to hurt. Let that hurt. That's completely fine. Like, you are very well within your rights to feel crappy about it when you do. Like, don't feel bad that you're feeling a bit down in the dumps about it. Like, don't at all. But I really think, cling on to the fact you've been brought in so many times. She can see something in you. It's just finding that right match with that role for you.
I really think like what's meant for you won't pass you by. And I think as hard as it is, if you can hold on to that, and I think we've had situations before, especially on The Witcher, where we've brought actors in repeatedly, 3 or sometimes even 4 times, and it's, it might be like, oh, okay, 3rd or 4th time lucky. And sometimes it can come down to like the smallest of things, between you and one other. And I think, like Annalise said, if they keep bringing you in, they obviously think you're right, in terms of the genre, in terms of the style, and they obviously think that you're good enough to keep bringing you back. And it's like and we do it as well when, actors that we love, you're like trying to find something for them. So I think hold on to that. And also, I imagine that casting director is working on a whole host of other series as well. And again, what you're feeling is valid, and probably lean into it. And it's okay to be sad.
Yeah.
And it's okay to feel disappointed.
We'll get you something here. The girls will bring you in for summer.
Let's find you something. Fine.
Boom, that's on this.tv. Like I say, if you want to watch the full 2-hour chat with the incredible ladies at Sophie Holland Casting. And I hope Scott holds them to that as well, where she's like, right, we're going to get you something, we'll find you something. I'm sure Sophie's very true to her word. I'm sure they'll figure something out for Scott. But the thing is, what it's so true, and it is cliched what they say there. Everybody says it, but like, if you are getting in the room, Like, I mean, that is a win in itself. You've gone through so much already to get to that point in terms of the selection process. You know, you might have been whittled down from literally hundreds of submissions to the 10 that they're going to see for a self-tape or to go into the room for an audition. So even just that, you know, it is good. I got such a boost last week getting those self-tapes through, going, right, you know what, I'm back on the radar. And I know I did a good job with the tapes. Doesn't look like I got the roles, but I'm like, no, this is good. One was a decent part in Coronation Street. One was for a drama. You know, and I don't know if I definitely haven't got the Coronation Street one. I was told I haven't got that, but the drama one still, I guess, is still maybe in the air. But I'm not bothered in terms of that. I didn't get it. It's like, right, you know what? Jenny, Sophie at Corrie, at least they know I exist again. I've not done Corrie for probably 5 years, and I always enjoy it. Probably 4 years, something like that. Played a guy called Dave Dixon when Shane Ward was in it, one of his mates. But yeah, you know, I always love going back to that show, so I would happily go and do an episode, 2 episodes of that. It doesn't have to be like a huge regular role, but it's good. It gives you a little boost where you're like, right, you know what, I feel like I'm back in the game, and you only need one of those tapes, and sometimes you'll go months without one. You know, 2, 3, 4 months, and then you get one. It's like, right, now I feel like I'm back in the game. Don't pin all your hopes on getting it, because that's just like a recipe for just disaster if you don't. Take a win from getting the tape, from getting in the room, from having a lovely conversation before you even read, when we are allowed back in the room with people. To meet the director, for instance, you know, that's another connection. If you don't get the part, you know what, you've met with a director, make sure you hook up with that director on Twitter or LinkedIn. You keep the communication going, you support them. You just don't know, particularly the serial drama directors, not the casting directors, but, well, them as well, but the serial drama directors, people like Duncan Foster, who is such a ledge. We had on recently on actsonthis.tv, and you know, doesn't cast. No, he's a director, Ross. I'm just losing my mind tonight. But he does cast. You know, technically, you know, he will sit in the auditions with the casting directors of the serial dramas, and he has a huge say in who gets the role. So, you know, if you've met a director at one point, like, you know, even if you didn't get the role, you met them in the audition room, then keep that dialogue open with them. You've got to take that as a win. And Scott's been seen 4 times for that show. 5th time's the charm. Yeah, I'm sure they'll keep asking him back. They wouldn't have even asked him back twice if they thought he was shit. So take, like, you know, solace in the fact that you're being seen. And if you're not being seen and you're just doing the same things and it's not working, then we've got to look for different things, you know. Still waiting for Sophie to see me for Corrie, says Alex. Had a workshop with her and she replied to my emails and lets me know when she's watched something, so fingers crossed. Yeah, Sophie Flanagan's lovely, really, really nice. And you know what, and was like, in their emails to me, was like, we're going to let you know even if you don't get it. And then I'd get an email to go, you haven't got it. But it's nice because a lot of people don't take the time to do that, and it's not, and I don't mind that at all. Like, they don't have the time to do it. You know, I am not one who's a big supporter of this yes-no thing, to be honest. I think that whole yes-no campaign thing's a little bit like bullying for casting directors, if I'm honest. It's kind of like, you should let us know everything. It's like, look, they're up against it. You know, go and work in casting for a week and see what the logistics are like. It's really hard. You know, I worked in casting for 2 years. It's really, really difficult to let those people know yes or no. And we're all, you know, put our big boy and big girl pants on. If you don't get a call, you haven't got the job. If you can't deal with that, don't be in the industry. That's pretty brutal, isn't it? But that's the way I feel. I'm like, don't. I'm a bit sick of people pointing the finger at everybody to blame for why they're hurting my mental health. You should be doing this for my mental health. No, you should be looking after your own mental health. And you should be doing the things that you need to do. Don't put it on other people, because that's going to affect their mental health. That isn't fair. You telling them that you feel like shit because of them, it's going to make them feel like shit, even though they might not have the capacity to tell you it's a no. So I don't like the yes/no campaign. I just wear my heart on my sleeve, basically. But yeah, you know, if there was a magic button that someone could create that would just, you know, make everybody who it was a no for no, it was simple. Spotlight can implement something. Then yeah, let's do that. That's amazing. But don't victimize and guilt casting professionals for not telling you it's a no. If you don't hear, it's just a no, innit? And then if you do hear, the 6 weeks down the line, that's happened to me where I've gone, that was definitely a no, and then you get a call, go, it's a yes, is triply as exciting. So yeah, you know, I quite like the mystique. I like the mystery, because like on Friday when I was told it was a no, I only submitted my tape on a Wednesday and I was told it was a no on a Friday. There was nothing to look forward to, like, you know, you're thinking, oh, nothing to get you through the weekend where you're like, oh, well, I've not heard about that, so maybe that's still a yes. Sometimes it can be nice not to know. Maybe I'm just a bit weird. But there we go. Right, so they were the 3 clips I wanted to play out. What else have I got here? I've got the mashup that I'm going to play out for that. By the way, yeah, if you want to, if you are new here and you haven't got a clue about Acts on This, I'll just take you back over to the site. This is the challenge I'm running at the moment, by the way. Go and get a free place. You get 10 hours of coaching for free. Some of the biggest names in the industry. That's actonthis.tv/challenge. But if you want to go and watch the entire broadcast with Sophie and the team, and also just loads of incredible people in the industry. There's a library here of about 300 hours worth. You can watch a preview over in the preview section of the 2-hour chat with Sophie and the casting team. But if you're a member, jump into your members area, and if you click into this purple product here, that's your premium membership, you will see right at the top of the latest features. There it is, just a bit above Mr. Dan Ryan's and Mr. Daniel Edwards' chats that we had recently, Claire Bleasdale and Chris Stone as well. But yeah, if you click into that, what was it in total? It was nearly 2 hours, wasn't it? I think it was 1 hour and 55 minutes, 43 seconds of pure fire. You'll see the video there. You can just listen to the audio only if you want, though. If you're walking the dog, you can just click play on that, lock your phone, and just listen away while you are cleaning the car or whatever you're doing. Atsonthis.tv if you want to get involved with that. So we've got about, what have we got? 20 minutes left. What should we do? I mean, we just do some Q&A. I've got something I want to play at the end, which is just a laugh. Just some historical footage that I found of myself from a couple of years ago. That I thought I'm going to start doing this again after lockdown because I think it's pretty good. But let us know, like, where are you at? What do you need help with right now? What do you want, what also suggestions for content on atsonthis.tv? Because we've got some cracking lineup. I'll show you what's coming up this week if I go back on here. Not this, well, yeah, this week, but I'll show you what's coming up this month as well. If I get out into the main section, not this, I need to get out into the members area and get into here. Click on this. Here you go. So we've got, in 2 days, 21 hours and 49 minutes, we've got an incredible agent coming on this week to talk all about signing with a top London agent. So Kate Morrison used to be a top agent at Troika Talent, was one of the biggest agencies in the UK, in the world, really, to be honest. Looked after massive, huge names, A-list names, and Troika disbanded. I don't know the story behind it. You guys might know. If anyone knows, let me know. But we will find out from Kate on Thursday what kind of happened there, I'm sure. But Kate has set up, since then, B-Side Management. Look after incredible people, including Babu Cisse, our man, who was just one of the best Mastermind sessions I think I've ever done for atsonthis.tv. BAFTA-nominated actor, starring in Sky's Wolf right now. He's just filming it literally this week. But Kate's going to be on Thursday evening talking all about signing with a top London agent, the do's, the don'ts, basically at what point in your career you should even consider doing that, because it's definitely not something that is going to be accessible to most people when they're first starting out, but you will get insight into when that is suitable. The week after that, we've got Jill Halfpenny, one of my favourite actresses in the country, recently starred in Channel 5's The Drowning, produced by Jason Mazza, another guest who we've had on recently. Jill's awesome. I had Jill on a Roundtable podcast with Babu, actually, and Lewis Arnold, great director, one of the best directors in the world. I had them on a Roundtable podcast when Jill and Babu were starring in something called Dark Money for BBC that Lewis directed. But Jill's going to be coming back to talk about her career in more detail. And what I love about Jill is how vulnerable she is and how open she is about auditioning and how she feels at the end of auditions. And she gave a great story when we were doing the Dark Money podcast, where she was like, at the end of her audition, Lewis gave her a hug. And she was like, I completely thought that was a consolation hug. As in, like, yeah, you haven't got it, but I'll just be nice. And then she went on to get the part, and it was incredible. But she talks all about that sort of stuff in that podcast that we've done previously. But we're going to get loads of insight on Jill and her career that span decades. She's been in the industry a long, long time. And then the week after that, we have got Elizabeth Henstridge. She stars as Gemma Simmons in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She's from Sheffield. She's crushing it in America, though. She's also really big on vlogging and podcasting herself. That's what I love, using her experience around doing a lot of Marvel stuff and then creating her own podcast and vlog around that as well to get more attention. She's really, quite big on YouTube for doing that. So we're going to talk all about that, basically creating, branding, creating your own content around stuff that you might have been in, capitalizing on that. And we're going to be watching her her screen tests for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because they are pretty incredible. She's very, very, very talented. So that's coming up this month. There's going to be one more broadcast this month after that on the 23rd. I'm going to confirm that guest this week. I will let you know if it is who I want it to be. It'll be a very, very, very well-known actor. But we shall see. I'll let you know on that. But give me your suggestions. Who would you like to see? Or what type of guest would you like more of? Do you want more casting directors? Although we have a lot of those on. We just had 5 on last week. Do you want more directors, more writers? Are you happy with the number of actors we're getting on? I want to create features that you want to watch, and you want to be there live. So do definitely let me know what you would find useful, basically, in your career. That would be really, really helpful. Let's have a look. What's going on in the comments? Does anyone have Frankie Ferris's email address? Yes, but says that's Michaela. Yeah, we do, but I won't give it out on a live broadcast like this. If you post in the private in fact, if you actually just look, Michaela, in the private community on actsonthis.tv, not the Facebook group, look in the private community, you will find someone else or a couple of people asking for it, and you will find it in there. So go and check that out. You're a member, aren't you? So you'll find that in the members area. Mickey Jones won't give his email address out, Julie. He uses Twitter a lot, so he's very open to people tweeting him. Every time I've had him on Acts on This, he's been like, listen, tweet me your show reel. He will get round, a bit like Duncan Foster, he will get round to watching it. He's very active. Don't expect a reply from him 10 minutes after you have tweeted it, but be patient. He's very, very good. He's such a lovely guy, Mickey. He's awesome. Seth Mason is good, says Emma. Yeah, we had Seth on doing a broadcast with us last year. That's in the members area as well. That's great. Directors would be useful, says Josh. Can definitely get more directors on. Let us know for what, though. Do you want directors who focus on serial drama, or who focus on high-end drama or comedy? Be specific, Josh. Let us know what you would prefer there. Let's have a look. Rich, casting directors are great, Ross, because it offers a reason to contact. Yeah, do you know what, Rich? It's a good point, isn't it? And everyone should be doing that. Anytime I get a casting director on, don't spam them, of course. You've got to be thoughtful. And we always talk about outreach and emailing them and what they like and what they don't like on the broadcast. But it is a perfect excuse to reach out if you've got something relevant to say, or you think you fit the vibe of the sort of stuff that they cast. You don't have to know what show they're casting. I mean, the ladies on Tuesday were very, very open, and the whole team told us exactly what projects they were working on, even giving us the full name of a show that only goes by a code name at the moment. But yeah, even if you didn't have that information, a lot of casting directors have a vibe. They have a certain vibe. They cast a certain type of show. If you feel you fit that type, even if you don't know what it is, I don't know. I mean, for instance, like I always said, Daniel Edwards likes really kind of, I think his taste in actors is pretty raw, edgy, something behind the eyes. I think I'm probably a bit too cheesy for Daniel. He sort of like, it's a bit of a weird word, that edgy, and it almost like a bit of a darkness, a bit of a mystery. If I was that casting type, I'd be all over Daniel Edwards. Whereas, you might be like all comedy. So you might be, Rachel Freck, it's my kind of comedy. Tracy Gillam, castings like Afterlife, or Nikki Bly, these amazing comedy casting directors. If you were period drama, maybe it would be Kelly Valentine Hendry. You had a very period look, or it would be Jill Trevellick. You should know all these names. It's your job to understand who casts what and their kind of vibe, and then you should be reaching out to the relevant people, not carpet bombing everybody going, I'll do anything, because that just gets you nowhere. You need to have specificity. Theatre casting directors, unfortunately, Liz, don't do it. It's called actsonthis.tv. So I don't have any theatre. I'll never have theatre casting directors on. Sorry about that. Don't cancel your membership. But yeah, no, I just being completely transparent and honest with you, I have absolutely no plans to bring theatre casting directors on. It's a whole world I know nothing about. I will never profess to know anything about it. I never wanted to work in theatre. So I like to stay in my own lane and be authentic. I'm like, if I'm running a community that's legit, it has to be based on something I have an incredible amount of knowledge on. And theatre, I just don't, Liz. So I can't bring any theatre casting directors on, because it's just a world. I won't even know what to ask them. I mean, bar the basics of like, right, how do you get a job? It sounds awful. It doesn't excite me though. I love engaging with the guests in the TV and the film world because I get so excited about it. I just love this as a medium. It is weird, isn't it? Because some people go like, "Oh, you're not a proper actor if you don't do theatre," and I'm like, "No, it's nonsense. Like, do what you love." You know, it's like saying you're not a proper doctor if you don't do brain surgery. Well, no, I might be fascinated by the heart. I just want to work on the heart. I'm still a great doctor. So yeah, I just love TV, Liz. But Liz, set up Act on That, the Theatre Actors Network. You can set up that, and I'll help you. I'll help you create a theatre community. Act on that .stage or something like that. But yeah, I just have to be completely authentic, like, and legit. You know, I could probably make loads of money by going, right, I could bring in the other half of the industry and go, right, I'm going to teach you all theatre, but I'd be completely bullshitting. I'd be an absolute fraud because I don't work in theatre. And I see that. I see actors and I see, not just actors, but I see people setting up so many companies in this industry preying on vulnerable people. Give me 30, 40, 50 quid, 97 quid, 197 quid. For courses and stuff and promising people success that they've never had. You know, I always say this before anyone joins Acts On. This is a community. Type my name into the Google. Go and look at what I'm working on. Look at IMDb. Look at my social media. Don't give money to people who are not doing what you want to do or haven't achieved what you want to achieve. Because it's just like, I just don't agree with it at all. I just find a lot of people. I got an email as well. Do you know what I really hate? Don't want to sound like I'm bitching, right? I got an email. I keep getting emails. Anyone else keep getting emails? I won't say the name, but off a woman with a name beginning with V. I don't even know how she got my email address. It was clearly sold to her from some company. And she does something in this industry. And she dresses emails up. You know, if I'm trying to sell you something in an email, I'll just offer it you and go, yeah, I'm doing this thing. Do you want to get involved with it? It costs this much. Come and get involved if you want. What pisses me off is people who dress an email up as, here, I just want to give you this. When really, you know, or I want to send this email to inspire you. And the inspiring thing they wanted to send you was a fucking testimonial from one of their clients who says, oh, with such and such a body's help, I did this. Oh, that's really inspiring. Now, and then at the bottom of the email, it's like, now get involved with this 4-day thing that I'm doing here. I'm just like, do one, dickhead. Like, if you'd have really tried to help me, I might have got involved with it. But that's what annoys me, and I see a lot of that in the acting industry right now. The challenge that's on the bottom of the screen here, actonthis.tv/challenge, that is legit. That's completely free. No, I don't want your credit card. I'm not trying to inspire you by it really being just about how good Act On This is. It's not. It's 10 hours of content from the biggest people in the industry for nothing. And I know from doing that, to be completely transparent with you, by giving 10 hours of great value away, I know a few people who end up going on this challenge and then they take loads away from it or go, yeah, I probably want a bit more of this. And they'll get involved in the masterminds that we do every week because they're incredible value. So it annoys me when people dress shit up as something that it isn't. If you're just honest with people, it's so much better. But anyone else getting those emails off V, I won't say who it is, but it is annoying. It is annoying, definitely. I hate it when they dangle a carrot and then try and suck you into pay for a snake oil course, says Brendan. It's funny, isn't it? It is. But it's almost like I don't know, maybe because this woman is American. So maybe it is like, although we've got lovely American people who are so intelligent in our community. So it's not just an American thing. I think it's just a scammer thing, basically. It's probably in every industry, in every walk of life, where people are like, I don't know, they're just stupid. The best way I have found to grow like this community and grow the membership, because obviously I want people to join Acts On This, because if you don't join, I have no resources. To be brutal, I have no funds to create content. You know, this isn't all free. I've got an iMac here that was $4,000. I've got a MacBook here that was $2,000. You know, I need this equipment. The microphone was free because Rode Microphones give it me free because they're incredible. But I have staff members to pay. We have charity donations to give to all the guests. I have a $4,500 a year Zoom bill. Like, it costs money. So I need people to join. But the best way that I found to get people to join is not to... It's almost like selling without selling. Basically, just always give more than you take. Always give more than you ask for. And people are happy then. And that goes for if you want to get auditions Don't just be reaching out to people looking to take all the time. Can I have a job? Can I have a job? Can I have a job? Can I have an audition? Can I have an audition? What can you do, or what can you do before you ask for people that will build up the law of reciprocity? So what I love, for instance, people who give the most to this community, and I see retweeting everything that I tweet and all this sort of stuff. Those people who, and they're not asking for anything when they're doing that, and I don't think there's an ulterior motive or anything there. They're just really being supportive of the community. Those people who then reach out and need some help or ask for something go straight to the front of the queue, because I'm like, actually, you've already done so much for me. Of course, I'll do that for you. And it works both ways, and then I can ask them for help. Richard Haler's on here from America. He's awesome. He gives me a little bit of insight from time to time on what's going on in the States and stuff like that. He's just a great guy. He's a member of actsonthis.tv, has been for a long time. But I knew, because he lives in America, I had to reach out to Rich. I'm not even embarrassed to say this, to go, Rich, because I'm a geek. Pokemon are doing a McDonald's promo where you can get these 25th anniversary Pokemon cards in Pokemon Happy Meals. Any chance you could drive to your local drive-thru in America and just get us a few packs? Rich, being the legend that he is, get this, bought 10 Happy Meals, donated them to the people who were just coming in the queue behind him, and then paid $30 or something, Rich. I don't know what it was, and I wish you hadn't spent this much money, and I will give it you if you would allow me to, but I don't think he will, to post me over here. So Rich probably spent about $60. And it's not because of the money or anything like that, but of course, I now, there's reciprocity there. I now know if I can do anything for Rich, of course, man, goes without saying. And I just think life works like that. It's not because you're doing stuff for people because you want something back, but I just think it's doing the right thing. Gary Vee always says doing the right thing is doing, or, the right thing is doing the right thing. The right thing is always the right thing. And there is just that. If you just do the right thing in life, whatever that is, you just get back so much more without having to actually ask for anything. And in my case, 10 packs of Pokemon cards. So I appreciate that. Someone was just saying there, Josh was just saying about getting bye for now on t-shirts. So my catchphrase at the end of every one of these broadcasts, I'm going to be saying it in 5 minutes, is bye for now. I've genuinely been thinking, because people have actually asked for this over the years, should we get something printed, some Act on This merch printed up? If I did do it for a laugh, and I can't afford to do loads, but say I got, I don't know, 50 hoodies made or something like that, would anybody buy them? Because people have asked me enough times now to the point where I don't even know if it is a joke anymore, if you're just joking. Let me know if you'd have one. We'd put it on the back. We'd put bye for now on the back. So when you were walking out your audition, if you did your audition in one, then you walk... and then you walked out the audition room and it had bye for now on the back. I would love it. Josh said he would buy one. Excellent. Who else would buy one? Julie would buy one. Let us know if you... Brenda says yes. No way would you actually buy one. Michaela would buy one. Right, I'm going to do it. I don't know how you do it, though. I've got to do some research. And I don't know how much it costs. Callum said he would buy an Act on This pin badge. I don't know how you make those. Alicia said I'm joking, but would defo wear. I used bye for now in a sell tape. Elizabeth and Rich would have one. Oh, we could sell 30 of these, I'm sure, to you guys here. I would totally buy one, says Nick. I'd put my dog in one too. Oh, well, maybe we could branch out into pet wear, Michaela. All actor merch, tops, bags, notepads, defo do it, says Carrie Ann. I wouldn't know where to start. But and it'd be stylish, Alicia, don't worry. It wouldn't be like some oversized, crazy-ass, fruit of the loom, really bog-standard bullshit. It would be like... sweet merch. I don't know how much it costs, and obviously I would try and sell it at cost. I'm absolutely not interested in making loads of money off it, but just for a laugh, because you know what, that'd be good promo for Act on This anyway. If everyone's walking around in Act on This hoodie, maybe I'll do it for sort of like, if you buy a yearly membership, you get a free one or something like that, which would be good. Look up promo merchandise company, says Rich. I'm going to look it up, Rich. If anyone's got any incredible... what I would like, though, I've had a few people, there's been some incredible members of the community actually who even work in print and have said, oh, Ross, I'll print you. Dale, if he's here. I think Dale even printed me a t-shirt at one point, which was amazing. But the only thing is the time to ship it out. So, Dale is here. Says, Dale, you are here, mate. No way. Yeah, Dale printed me a wicked t-shirt. The only thing in hindsight, Dale, that I struggle with is... it would be fine getting them printed up and then getting them shipped and me having them. but then it's the time to send them out to people who buy them. So ideally, are there companies, or is that something that you could do where there's an automated system that when an order comes in, then that company, because I say I'm not bothered about making money out of it. They can make the money out of it if they want. I just want them to deal with the postage. If they could like create it, post it out, you know, if someone buys a small and realizes they're a medium, they can deal with the return. That would be incredible, because I would really struggle, I think, to do that. But yeah, it is interesting. Definitely. Oh, Brenna says it. Or if you introduce a new member, you get a free hoodie. Maybe something like that, a referral scheme for hoodies. But yeah, anybody like, and let me know, Dale, if that's something that you guys offer. I don't know the exact setup that you have there, but if there's any automated way for me to have a page on the website where people can just buy something and then it just gets shipped to them, that would be freaking phenomenal. Right, it is nearly 10 o'clock. I'm going to love you and leave you guys, but thank you so much. Drop ship individual payments from my website, commission based if needed. Interesting, Dale. Yeah, interesting, man. Let us know. Larry's saying Teespring as well. I've heard of Teespring, Lowry. I still never know whether it's Lowry. Only known you about 10 years. But yeah, I will check that out though. Yeah. Let us know definitely if people have found any fantastic methods for that. And Dale, if you've got insight, mate, definitely that would be wicked. So yeah, this Thursday night, come and join us for the Mastermind session with Kate Morrison. Going to be incredible. If you are looking for an agent or you want to sign with or understand how you would sign with a top London agent, like I say, it's probably not going to be something you would do straight away in your career, but I feel having clarity and a path towards going right when. You know, when I am at that point, I know, you know, how to approach it. It's going to be incredible insight into an agency that, you know, is pretty new as well. You know, since Kate left Troika, I don't know a lot. I'm going to talk to Kate tomorrow night. I'm going for a COVID test tomorrow. Not because I've got it. I'm going to read through tomorrow for a drama, a second series of Traces. If anybody is a fan of Traces, stars Martin Compston and some other incredible names. But I noticed Martin before as one of the main guys. I'm very excited to meet him. We're going to have a COVID test though, 11 a.m. in Media City. Never had one. I'm hoping it's not going to be a terrible experience. But yeah, I'm going to phone Kate tomorrow night when I go back from that, and I'm going to find out about the agency. I don't know an awful lot about it. You know, I don't know her client list, bar Babu, at the moment. So it'll be interesting to sort of like discuss that, and we'll be discussing that on Thursday night. If you want to get involved, that's on this.tv. Get your membership. If you want to try out 10 hours of That's On This content for free, no credit card required, none of that bullshit tactics I was talking about before that other people use, completely free. Just use the content and never join if you want. Don't care. At onthis.tv/challenge. You've only got until midnight tonight. You've got 2 hours left to claim your place. And that isn't false scarcity and a bullshit marketing tactic anyway, because again, I'm not selling you this. It's free. It's just a live course, that's all, in terms of you get access to one of the recorded features every day this week. So it closes tonight, because if you come in tomorrow, you'd be a day behind. It would be pointless. So if you are not a member yet and you want to get involved, at onthis.tv/challenge, go and grab a place. You will not regret it, I swear. It's an incredible 10 hours of coaching. Apart from that, what I'm going to do, I used to do a vlog years and years and years ago, and I played a clip of this out at the end of last week. So I don't know how long you've been around the community. If I bring my web browser up, I used to do a vlog every week to show people behind the scenes of my acting career, and it was called. It sounds a bit of an egotistical name, really. It's all right though. It's called Watch Ross. And if you go to youtube.com/Watch Ross, you can catch up on old episodes. After lockdown, I want to start this again because I just think it's a laugh. I've not done it for a year, obviously, because of lockdown, but this was behind the scenes of all of the podcasts. You know, sometimes you'll see casting directors on here, famous actors, writers, soap stars. I mean, there's features on here just behind the scenes of my voiceover career. You'll see me auditioning. You'll see me doing loads of stuff. What was that? That was Lydia... That was when we were going to pick up Lydia West, who was in Russell T Davies' Years and Years. She just starred in It's a Sin. And that was a chat I had with Lydia. You'll see loads and loads of stuff on here, basically. Go and subscribe. I'm going to bring this back, basically, but youtube.com/Watch Ross. But I found before a clip I'm going to play you out now of when It was the Golden Globes last night, and I know it's not the Golden... this isn't anything to do with the Golden Globes, but I found a vlog that I did when Rachel Shenson, good friend of mine, won an Oscar for her short film, The Silent Child, which you should go and watch. Go and find that. I'm sure you'll find that online somewhere. And this is about, I don't know, a month after the Oscar win, and I was like, I'm in Media City with my mate Sean. Come and bring the Oscar. I want to see it. And it was the first time I've ever held a real Oscar. And God, they are heavy. Like, this isn't a fake one you're going to see now. It's freaking real. And it's like you could do proper bicep curls with an Oscar. I would like to have one day, maybe. I want a BAFTA as well, though. One in each hand, maybe. If you go to youtube.com/Watch Ross, you will find this somewhere in the archive. Go and watch a few eps. Let me know if you want me to bring it back. But here is, I will end with this, a little 1-minute trailer of the one with Rachel's Oscar, which is an interesting one. So I'm going to play that in a second. Does anyone know the casting director for Traces? Sarah, it was Andy Pryor. I'm pretty certain it's done though now, with the read through tomorrow. But yeah, it was Andy and Ree McDade-Wren who cast Traces. Cracking show. You're like the Manchester James Corden. Do you know what? I'd love to be. I'd absolutely love to be. But anyway, here's this clip. I will see you guys Thursday night if you're going to be there. Anyone on the challenge, that's on this.tv/challenge. I can't wait to see you go through that. I know you'll enjoy it. And yeah, go and watch some old vlog episodes if you're bored. youtube.com/Watch Ross. I will catch up with you all soon. Lots of love to everybody. Until next time, bye for now. Best live action short film. You would not believe how heavy this is. Welcome everybody to episode 24 of Watch Ross, the one where we've kicked Petch out of the car because it's raining, and we also get our hands
on an Oscar.
I planned no questions, Rach, at all. It's just going to be a coffee conversation. Don't know what's going to happen.
Lovely.
Right, we are on. Look at this little guy here. Have you given him like a little nickname or what?
No, just Oscar.
Can we just call him Ross? Rachel's very good at baking cakes. How many birthday cakes have you made me? Multiple.
Well, at least 4 or 5.
At least 4 or 5.
Before I won that Oscar, there were so many wins along that process that possibly other people wouldn't have classed as a win. It's not about the end result as to whether you win or lose. It's about the whole process and having the courage to do each step.